Alright, in this video, we're going to look at how to build Class A, B, and C ships with just one, like the best ships you can build with just one rank in Starship design. There is one prerequisite to this though. Whatever ship you might own doesn't really matter what you're trying to change. Just make sure you go to the Solar System to Titan and then, land at New Homestead. This is where we're going to get our This is where we're gonna get our landing bay, because anything that we use for this build at the Stroud Eklund site is kind of irritating to use actually. So yeah, this is where we're gonna get that. Just tell him you'd like to view and modify your ships. Yes, man. All right. Uh, just register whatever ship it is that you're gonna change. Go to the ship builder, and just replace the landing bay that's already there with this stuff. Where is the landing bay of this thing? Huh. That is really weird. Oh, there we are. There we are. All right. Just delete that. And then just add the Nova thing. Then you get here the land. Once you're done with that, just exit. Yeah, I'm done with you, buddy. Just go to the Narion system, which is where we're gonna find the Stroud Eklund Star Yard. Just go there, press F. Oh, not Dalvik now. Yep. Fine, whatever. Just jump there. Once you're in the Star Yard, just walk straight till you get to this exhibition area, and the guy should be somewhere around here. Oh my god. He was hiding behind the tree. He might be there for you too, so yeah. Just like remember this guy's name, you might have to walk around a little bit to actually find him too, so yeah. Sure. I don't give a damn about your dialogue options, man. I'd like to just view and modify my ships. Alright, thank you. I know, it's my choice. Yeah, so just go to the ship builder, delete the entire ship. The only reason we had to go to the new homestead and stuff was just for that landing pad that Noah has to give us, because the one that's there in Stroud Eklund is, well, it's kind of irritating because you have to attach all of it on the side. That means you have to attach everything onto the sides, and it's a little frustrating to do. But yeah, alright, let's add everything that we need to. The first thing we're going to do is the exoskeleton, and then we're going to split off the rest of the video into all three classes. Alright, so I'm going to be using the Viking CP220. You can use whichever one you want to, all on you. Once that is done, I'm gonna add a 2x1 here, which is gonna be the control station. Then I'm gonna leave some space and add some 2x1s again. These are gonna be my captain's quarters on one side. Just do that. We're gonna add structurals there to make it look better, and then one more over here. Go and add the armory is what I usually add on this side. And once you're done with that, we are gonna add our science lab and whatnot here. Where is it? Where's that? Yeah, there we go. The science lab on one side and the workshop on the other. This is gonna give us all 5 of our tables. And once that is done, just press G and add the companionway there. Here in the middle is where we're gonna add our all of our stuff. But obviously the other we're gonna add a reactor and grav drive there, and we're gonna add our wings here. More companionways coming in. There you go. 2 on each side. Just duplicate that and put that on the other side as well. Here I'm going to remove the companionway, and I'm going to add something else to make it look more streamlined. I'm going to go with the 2x1, and I'm going to add a computer core to get that crew station there. And here we're going to add our 3x1s. One is just going to be an all-in-one. Oh, that is the wrong one. One is just gonna be an all-in-one, like that. And on the other side, we're gonna add our engineering bay, like that. And now we're gonna move on to the structurals, because we're only doing our exoskeleton, our landing bay and whatnot. Just go over to the structurals part of it. There's going to be stroud caps that you can add that on both sides, align that by flipping it. There we go. That's going to give it that nice look. And here is where we're gonna add our mid bracers on both sides, because we're gonna add our engines there. And you're gonna add companionways there as well, whatever you think would look good. I just didn't want to add more places where you can roam around in the ship to make it more confusing. I'm gonna just add these there. All right. Once all of that is done, the landing bay and the landing gear is all that's left. I usually add 3 here and 2 here, so I'm just going to do that now. Go to the gear part of it, and then just add that, flip it so that it fits in nicely like that. And then we obviously need one more in the middle. Again, flip it to get that cylindrical one there, the cubic shaped one there, instead of that notch that's there for the other ones. And then just copy these, put them here, and then copy this one and put that there. That should give us enough landing gears. Once that is done, just add our landing bay that we got from the other place, from the Nova planet, because this is the only one that goes down. Everything else, and there's the Demos one as well, so whichever you think would go best with your ship, just do that. Just add them there, and yeah, that should do. Like, just check if all of it is in level or not. It should be, because all of your landing gear and your gears and your landing bay has to line up perfectly. And that is pretty much our skeleton, except for a few more additions. We're gonna go again to the structural part of it, and we're gonna add the braking engine. That is what I like to add. There's more structures that you can add there, obviously, and that is the one that I like to add. Just put that on both the wings here, and these 3 slots, and here are where our engines are gonna go. So yeah, that is pretty much it. And obviously we again have to add the fuel tanks, and our exoskeleton should be done. I'm gonna add 4 of these, 2 on each side, to give us about 560 fuel, which should be more than enough to actually travel wherever we think should be the best spot, like from one end to the other end of the Starfield galaxy. All right. Once that is done, this is our exoskeleton. Looks pretty neat, doesn't it? Now we're gonna shift to the class-wise tutorials. So depending on whichever class ship you're building, just move on to that part of the video. Alright, to now build a class A ship in this exoskeleton, the first thing we're gonna add is the reactor. Just go to the reactor side of it. The Toma Mark 200 is what I usually like to go with. It has 23 power generated, which is good, 34 reactor health, which is good, and 485 health, which is great. And then to this we're gonna add our grav drives. The best one is the Helios 400 grav drive, because it has 27 jump thrust and 84 grav drive health. There's obviously also the the 4000, but you need more design skills for that. And then we have the SGD 1400, which is a lesser variant of Helios 400. This is the better one, just use this one. You'll have more jump range, and also more weight that you can put in before that range goes down. And I was hoping for a cargo of somewhere around 1,000 to 2,000, depending on how much our mobility and stuff is going to be. So we're going to add the cargo at the end. The first thing we're going to add, however, are going to be the engines to this thing. The SA 411, 4110 is the one I usually go with for the center part, and on the sides I go with the white dwarf 3000. So this on both sides, flip it till it matches like that, and then one again in the center. Again, just flip it till it becomes that cylindrical shape thing. There we go. And once that is done, we're gonna add our white dwarf engines to the wings. The white dwarf 3000 is gonna be the only option you're gonna have at this point. Just add that on both sides. Yep. There we go. On both sides, and that is going to be our engine configuration. Obviously, we haven't added our cargo yet, so our mobility is going to be 100, but that's going to reduce pretty quickly. Now off to adding the cargo. There's quite a few options you can add once you're at level 1 Starfield design. Starship design. I'm just going to show you all the options you're going to have available to you. There's going to be the galleon ones, which give it that nice curve shape there, and then you can just add a few structurals to give it that completely streamlined look. And obviously these are going to give you about 2000 if you just add two, which should be pretty good at this stage. Yeah, just add that like that. That's gonna have 2000. If you need more, there's stuff you can add at the bottom here, to just cover it all up and not really have them show. These are the ones you can add. But yeah, again, that's gonna risk losing your mobility. If that's something that you want to do, again, that's your choice. But this is gonna give us about 2600, and well, still pretty good mobility, but the jump range is gone now, so I'm just gonna delete that and keep that 29 light years jump range that we can get. If you think you can add something else, or there are quite a few options again. There is this option as well that you can add. There is these again, obviously. Again, whichever you think would go best with your ship. This is just gonna have a mass of 68, so maybe just add a bunch of these right like that, so you don't have to add other structurals to give the ship that nice shape, while also having the same amount of the cargo space. There we go. We have over 2000 again. Our mobility is at 99. I mean, yeah, the ship is obviously basic Docker, man. I'm gonna add that. So yeah, that you can add more cargo again here. Again, the jump range is what is gonna take a hit there, but yeah, this is pretty much it. Like that, I think gives it a nice streamlined look. Better than the other ones, definitely. The Degama ones are better looking there for this model of the ship making, anyways. Again, you do you. We're gonna add the docker now. Docker should go there. The closest to cockpit is always the better option, and then obviously we've got to add the shields now. And the shield isn't really complicated. There's basically just one right option to this, and that's the Marduk 1020A shield, which is kinda not available here. This was just, I think, there in my old ship, so it just showed up here, but it's not available here. Obviously, there's the Bastel options as well, but this one is the best one according to me because the max power of 5, you can get about 485 shield health. There's the Bastel one, which takes the same amount of max power, but only gives you 30 less max shield health. And again, there's this one, which, well, lesser than the Bastel one as well. So we're gonna add the weapons and whatnot in the neon. So just complete all of this, press accept. This ship is gonna have some killer mobility, like all of this cargo, and the mobility is still at 99. Again, if you're ready to sacrifice on your jump length, just add more cargo components that you can add quite a lot more to keep the mobility still high, so that shouldn't be too much of an issue. Once you're done with this, just exit, go to the walleye system, to neon. Alright, once you're in neon, just go talk to the ship services technician. Sometimes he's not really sitting there, so it's kind of frustrating. Hey man, I'd like to view and modify my ships. Thank you. Alright, once you're in here, the only things that are left to add, frankly, are the weapons and the shield. So here, just add the Bastille S82. This is the best shield you're gonna get for this thing, at least at level 1. Then we're left with the weapon options that we have to add. I like to go with the lasers up front, so just go to the weapons part of it. Check all of the pulse lasers. There's quite a few options in there. But again, the best one is gonna be this one, the Razor 45. Oh, that doesn't let you install that there. No matter, just add the structural equipment plates. Just add like 8 of these everywhere. We're gonna do 3 lasers, 3 ballistics, and 2 suppressors. So yeah, the suppressor should go there nicely, and I'm gonna do the ballistics on these 2 slots and one right there. Alright, so let's add the suppressors first. Just go down. There is only this suppressor that you can add. That is actually going to be class A and good enough, because this has 36 and this only has 30, obviously, so this is the weaker one. Just add like 2 of these on both sides to get that maximum damage from the electromagnetic ones. Then we have the cannons that you can add. Again, there's quite a few options of these. Like any auto cannon is basically the rapid fire one. So just check out all of the auto cannons and whatever you think would go best with your kind of play style, you could do that. But the best one you can get is the KE20A. It's gonna have 13 hull damage. We're gonna put in 3 of these, so that's gonna add up to about 40. Just put that there and one more there. And all that's left is the pulse lasers now. The Razor 45 are the best ones you can get. These are gonna have about 11 shield damage, which might not seem like too much, but that's the best you're gonna get at level 1 at least. Like it's gonna have 33 at least damage, so that's not too much of an upgrade from the non-star, like the one that doesn't require Starship design rank. But yeah, this is pretty much about it. This is like the kind of like the best A-class ship you can actually build with a single rank in Starship design. Just assign all of your weapons. W0 is your left click, W1 is your right click, and then this is your tertiary weapon, which is G, which is the G on your keyboard, where I usually like to put my suppressors. And there we go. That is our ship is nominal. I am gonna show you this in action now. Should be pretty good against most kinds of enemies, but yeah, since it is just a class A ship again, don't really expect it to destroy enemies as such. It is gonna have a pretty easy time actually defeating someone. Just go to the. I'm just gonna show you by attacking the Freestar Collective here. I'm just gonna go to Walleye Alpha, traveler. There's gonna be quite a few ships there, and they're all gonna be like around the level that I'd like them to be, I guess you could say. Yeah. All right. With just half of the engine, we've got all 90 speed, which is good enough, and the maneuverability of the ship is crazy because it has somewhere in the 90s the mobility. But yeah, just attack that. Like, look at that. Just delete that ship and almost every other ship that's gonna be there. Yeah, Sam Kofi's on your ship while doing this. I'm just gonna go back to a save point, but this is more for for an educational purpose. Like all of them are attacking us from every angle that they can from, and we are gonna die. But like, yeah, this is a good damage dealing ship. That's about it for the Class A ship. All right, now that we're done with the exoskeleton, we're gonna add all of the Class B components, the best of them that you get. The first things we're gonna add are gonna be our reactor. There's quite a few Class B types that you can actually add and stuff, but and again, there are those many options, there's quite a few that could end up confusing you more than they end up helping you. I think this one is the best one that you can get in Class B. There are quite others as well, but this is basically the best one you can get. Just add that there, then add the grav drive to that. Yeah, so the grav drives are a bit tricky. There's again quite a few options, so you might want to check both the grav jump thrust and the drive health. In this, there's the Aurora 12G, which has the most jump thrust and drive health. But obviously, there's this as well. And then again, there's quite a few options going on here. But the Aurora 12G is the best one you can afford in this thing. Basically, it has 30 jump thrust, so that's going to allow us to put in a lot of cargo without actually compromising on our jump range and stuff. So that's going to be really, really helpful for us. Once you put all of those in, put in the fuel tanks. Yeah, just four of these should do. That'll give the ship about 560 jump range. If you want to do more and you can add more stuff on the bottom and all, but all of these require rank 2 and whatnot, and we don't really have that. That's the reason we're building this ship right now. So yeah, the next thing is gonna be our engines. Oh, yeah, there we are. And well, in Class B again, there's quite a few options that you can go with. I like the look of the Noah 1010 engine on the sides. Just flip that like that. Like, copy that, take that there, Z again. There we go. Once that is done, we're gonna add our center engines. In Class B, the issue is that you can't really add 5 engines as such. You'd have to settle for 4. So I prefer adding these ones there instead. I just add Class A engines there. Well, the engine thrust itself isn't gonna be much different. It's just gonna cover up all of those spots that are there being exposed out there. So yeah, that's the only function that serves. So just add that in the middle. Check if you have. Oh, that is using excess power apparently. Let's just go with the Class A engine itself instead of all of this. Z. Yep. Yeah, that error doesn't show up when you do that. Obviously, you are free to just use 4 of them if you think that is what you want to do, but I just think it looks better like this, so I just add A class ships, I mean thrusters there. The engine thrust of it all, by the time you add all of it, is gonna be pretty similar, maybe even a little bit more when you add the Class A engines there. So you might want to consider that as a point when you do this. Now we're obviously gonna have to add the cargo. Again, we're gonna be able to add quite a lot of this. For this one, I'm just gonna go with these. There's again the gamma ones that we used for the A class. You can obviously just go with these as well, but since we can handle more now, I'm gonna go with the larger capacity ones, and then add the gamma ones in the bottom so that I can make the most use of this thing. Yeah, these should be good enough. Just make sure your mobility stays above of 70, so that you're not really compromising on all that movement that you can actually get out of the ship. So just do that. Our jump range again fell below 30. So if you don't want that, if you don't need this much cargo, just delete one of them. Have that jump range. Still have over 3,000 cargo. It just cruise through every place that you actually go to. I'm gonna add more structurals here to give it that more even look. Yeah. Alright, just add the shroud caps again. I know, like, all of these caps might make it look awkward, you might think, but I think they look pretty good. If you think some other cosmetic goes better, oh, sorry. If you think some other structural goes better there, you can use that, definitely. But I think this is what looks the best, and this is what I am going to use for the Class B ship. Okay, now all that's left is to add the shield. Once you're in here, just go down. There's going to be quite a few options, but the Warden SG200 or the Vanguard Bulwark is what you should go for. The SG200 has this advantage that you only need to put in 6, but if you put in 6 power into this one, you're gonna get 725 shield. So arguably the Bulwark shield is what is the best one, according to me at least. Again, if you think you know something that's better, you're always free to just go for that. I prefer this because it has more power bar to health ratio, so I'm just going to use this one there. It is expensive, so there are, like I showed you, there are other options. You can use whichever one you think would go best with your ship or the build you have in mind. Obviously the SG200 is the only thing that even barely comes close, and it is worth half what it is worth. So just use that if you ask me. Once the shields are in, it's the weapons that are the only things that are missing. So we're going to need to go to the structural part and add all these equipment plates everywhere, which might not be available here. So the weapons are the only things that we're going to go to Neon to add. Once you're in Neon, just go to the ship services technician. He should be in there. Sometimes he's outside as well, so you might have to search for him. But yeah, just go talk to him, tell him you'd like to view and modify. Enter the ship builder. Here as well, we'll have all those equipment plates that we'll need to add all of our weapons onto. Otherwise, the weapons are usually just the same everywhere, so it doesn't really matter. But these equipment plates are necessary to actually be able to mount your weapons onto habitats and whatnot. So do that. Add like 3 here and add one more there. These two are gonna act as our mounts as well, so you don't really need to do much there. Then just go down, check out all the suppressors. I like to add the suppressors on these things, so just go down, check out all the suppressors that these people are selling for the Class B ships, which again require more. So just go to the A part of it. There is one suppressor that you can use, the 110GC, which is the best one you can get basically at rank 1, and there isn't much else available. In Class C there are other options obviously, but like for B, this is the only option you have to use the Class A suppressor there. There's really no other option. Once you are done with that, there you can now go ahead and add the rail guns. Again, quite a few options here. The turrets are the automatic ones, so you can get your first automatic weapon in the B class. But I like to just go with the cannons here. Some of these require rank 2 and stuff and all, so again, complicated choice to make there. But then we've got the Vanguard Hellfire stuff, which has pretty good damage, like really good. Again, then we can check out the pulse lasers as well. There's quite a few options there too, but again, all of them again require you to have more than rank 1. But the best one you can get is this one, the Scorch 60 MW pulse laser. This doesn't really require anything from you. No Starship design ranks and stuff are required, so just use that. I know it's not the most ideal situation, but 3 of these are going to give you 92 shield damage, so that is pretty good if you ask me. But yeah, just put in like three of those, one here, one there, and one there. Now we're gonna add our ballistics, which deal our hull damage. Again, same with the ballistics. To go with anything that is better, you will end up needing at least rank 2, or maybe sometime in some cases rank 3. Or the only railguns that are available are ones that do not require any ship design rank at all. So there you go. Just add like 3 of these in quick succession. There's one more, and one more is that. And then just allocate all of these weapons everywhere. I like W0 is your left click. I like my lasers there. W1 is your right click. I like my ballistics there. And W2 is your tertiary weapon, which is G. Just put my suppressor there, but again, these can be mapped into any way you want them to be. And again, if you think the cargo is, it is gonna weigh you down obviously, because like just by removing these two, I get my complete jump range over 2000 cargo while also maintaining my mobility at 88. So that is pretty good for me. But again, if you think you need more cargo, just go ahead and add that cargo. That is gonna be you sacrificing some mobility, but again, not really too much of a choice there if you want more of a cargo space. I'm gonna just keep one of them, so it's somewhere at least close to 80, which I believe to be the threshold for really good mobility. And there we go, that is our class B ship. I am gonna show you how this does against actual enemies and stuff now. All right, we are here. I'm gonna do full shield health. How much is our top speed right now? I want to check that out. We've got pretty good mobility, and yeah, that should be enough for all of the weapons as well. Just attack them with the lasers first. Look at that laser, just delete them, and then just do the ballistics and then destroy them completely. There's 3 ships all around us, so yeah, there you go. Alright, just lock on, press boost to move closer if you need to. Do the ballistics, and you can do all of these high speed maneuvers because we have that mobility. If we did not, you wouldn't be able to. That's 2 ships done. All of them are like level 30-ish. So that's a pretty good deal without actually having too much of the Starship design skill. But yeah, and obviously we have to test out the suppressors now. Hey buddy. Oh, wait up man. Alright, there we go. Press A to attack the engines and then disable. Board it. And now just destroy all your enemies. That's it for the class B ship. Alright, now that our exoskeleton is done, all we have to do is add our all of our class C components. The first thing we're gonna add is gonna be the reactor. There's gonna be quite a few options, and that might be a little confusing. So we're gonna discuss all of the options you're gonna have. The SF-20, which is gonna have 27 power generated and 91 reactor health. That's gonna help us add a lot of cargo to this. There's also the Pinch 6Z reactor, which has more reactor health and the same amount of power generated as the SF-20. And then obviously we have these. But again, this is, I feel, the best one because we'll get those 2 points of power generated, but we will lose how much mass we can actually put onto our ship. But not by too much as well. A little bit. Not by too much. Yeah, again, this doesn't require any Starship design skill, so I'm gonna go for this one because it has more hull as well. So kind of evens out. We can take more damage because of that. 150 more damage is quite a lot hull. So yeah, we're just gonna align that like that, put that there, and then we're gonna add our grav drive. Again, quite a few options here as well. There we go. There's the J50. Oh, yeah, there's the J50. There's the SGD 3100. And in the Apollo ranks, we have Apollo GV100. So in this again, we're gonna check which has the best jump thrust and which has the best health. So this has the most jump thrust and health when compared to all of these, I feel. Um, so yeah, we're just gonna go with the J50 gamma drive. There we go. That's how it is gonna look, and we're gonna add a few components of our uh, cargo here. The one thing we're gonna add is the Galleon S202. Just make sure it, you know, looks like that. Just duplicate that, bring that over here, and attach that like that. And then in the bottom, we're gonna add four more cargo. Yeah, you might think that's a lot, but trust me, it is not. It is not a lot. This thing can handle it. Both the grav drive and the thing. So just add the Polo 2000 in the bottom. Four of these. I know that seems like a lot. Just keep an eye on the jump range. That shouldn't go down right now. It'll only probably go down once we add our engines, because that's gonna add more to our mass. The engines we're gonna go with are gonna be the SL6830 engines. These have a lot of thrust, so that's gonna help a lot with our mobility, top speed, and basically everything else that we are gonna do. Um, this isn't aligned properly, so I'm just gonna do that. Go down and then align it like that. Add two of those, and then on the sides too you can add the same thing if you want to. I myself prefer the class B ones, but these have the most thrust and stuff, so again, totally on you. But I like to add the Nova 1010. Just gonna press Z to flip that, and then add that again on the others. Oh, Control G on the other side as well. There we go. We have a mobility of 90 now, despite all of that cargo. About 4,000 cargo space. You can add even more if you want to. Like, there's two more places that he can add the stuff in, like here and here. And like, let me just show you how much that affects all of our mobility. And again, that's going to reduce your jump range. There's nothing you can do about it. That's the trade-off you're going for here. But this I feel is pretty good enough. Like, 4,000 cargo is a lot, and most people don't even use that much, so I think that should do. Oh, I forgot to add the breaker engines here. Let me just do that. There we go. And then here is where we're gonna add our caps. Flip that, match. And then the caps are gonna go here as well to cover up that ugly notch type thing that's coming out from there. So once all of this is done, we're gonna have, I think, enough mounting places for our weapons. I'm not really sure. We have about 88 mobility for a class C ship. That's godly. We obviously still need to add a few more components like the docker. I'm just gonna do that now. One of the docker is, yep, just add that there. And it says we have too few landing gears, so maybe just add one more should be enough, I think. There we go. Landing gears are there. And then the missing shield and whatnot, so let's just do the shield first. Let's hover over to the shield section. In class C, there's quite a few options actually. Like a lot more than you're gonna get in any other class. But the A2 or the SG100 are the obvious choices. Again, it's the power allocation that you have to look at here. For 7 power, you're getting 730 shield, and it's different here. Obviously, there's the Vanguard Bulwark shield as well. That could go really well with the ship too. Again, if you put in like 7 into this, you're gonna get more than anything else that these C class options have to offer, like the SG1000 or the Fortress A2. So yeah, just I would suggest you just go for this one, because yeah, while you have to to get it to max power, at least you'll have to put in 12. But per PowerPoint, this one has more, and it also has a better regen rate. Only 1%, you might think, but that is still better than nothing, right? So I usually just prefer to add that. You, again, your choice. You can just add one of these and be done with it. Sorry, one of these and be done with it. Your choice entirely. I like to add the Vanguard one, at least for these builds, where only one rank of the Starship design is actually available to the player. Oh, that reduced our jump range for some reason. Alright, then we're going to remove that and add something else. Just the Fortress A2, doesn't matter what we do. Yeah, so the jump range is down now. So if you want the 30 jump range, what I would suggest you do is just remove one of these. Just get that jump range back, put that back there. Maybe add something that's a little bit lighter. Just go to cargo. Something that doesn't weigh as much, but yeah, all of these are gonna end up reducing our jump range. So yeah, I'd rather not have that, and we still have 3500 cargo. If you don't really mind too much about the 30 jump range thing, because most of the systems, as far as I know, require you to only have 28 jump range capacity. But there are a few systems, like very few, that require you to have 30 light year jump range. So depending on what your preferences, just use whatever you think would be the best for you. The only thing that's left is to add the weapons, which we're gonna do in neon. Fit, just go to structurals and add the equipment plates. I had to come here because this is only available in the Tayo thing, and well, you could either go to this Tayo shipyard type thing, or just come to this place and add all of your weapons on this. Yeah, we're gonna need about 8 slots. So that's 5. The last 3 are gonna be either, you can do them on the wings too. Not really matter where you do. There we go. So I'm gonna do the suppressors on the sides like that, and everything else is just gonna go into these 6 slots that we have here. So yeah, the first thing we're gonna do are the suppressors, which I'm gonna add on the wings. Just go down, there'll be the 8000 suppressor somewhere around here, the fulminator 8000. Just use that on both sides again, because we do need them to be on the sides like that. Yeah, it just gives that a more uniform look, weapons placement wise at least. Yeah, so I was thinking I could just move that here and move the dock right there. Oh, the dock won't attach there or something. Oh, that's sad. Yeah, like yeah, just now we're just gonna add the weapons. Yeah, again, there's gonna be quite a lot of these things. I like the gauss guns. This one is an auto gauss gun that requires only rank 1, so I'm gonna add 3 of these. Control G, add one there and add one there. And then again, these 3 slots are gonna be for our pulse lasers as such. Or the auto helium beams, or all of those are basically the same thing. Yeah, so these require rank 1. You can't add them without. Again, there's quite a few options here with rank 2, rank 3 and whatnot. There's the alpha beam, the auto alpha beam things that are there. These are something that apply the same amount of damage on hull and shield. But what I am going for is a ballistic and a laser separation, where I can just spam my lasers onto people who are onto their shields, and once I have to deal hull damage, I just shift to ballistics. I think it makes more sense like that, at least for me. Again, if you're someone who likes the same amount of damage on both and want to use both, then use the missiles and the helion lasers and whatnot. So yeah, again, in the lasers, the Razor 300 is the best one you have available throughout the game basically. But again, since we have rank 1 limitations, this is the best one that you can go for now. But again, in the later video, where we cover Starship Design Rank 2. I'm gonna include that in there as well. For now, this is it. Just add the Blaze P2GW pulse laser. If you want the turret, you can add that as well. Doesn't really matter which one you do. But remember that the turret is the automatic, so you won't really have any choice in how where you're doing the damage per se. So I just like to add the normal one. Again, your choice. Both of them require just rank 1, so it doesn't really matter which one you use. You will be able to use both of them. And once all of the weapons are mounted, all that's left is to go to the weapons section. Just do all of these things. W0 is your primary. That's your left click. I like to put my pulse laser there. W1 is your where I like to put ballistics, which is your basically your right click. The Gauss gun is our ballistic in this, and then obviously the suppressors go into W2, which is our tertiary weapon, which is G on your keyboard, and that's it. Alright, we're gonna go to the Serpentist system. That's where I usually always run into Varun people that are fairly of a high level, like somewhere around level 40. Sometimes I even encounter level 60 Varun zealots there. So yeah, just go there. And it's a good place to always steal ships to, build your own ships as well, because you're almost like 90% of the time there's always gonna be enemies. All you have to do is wait a bit. I'm gonna do a bunch of this stuff before the enemies show up. And then put all of that into that. Oh. All right. So the lasers, as you can see, this guy is a level 56 guy, and you can just quite literally just go ahead and delete most of his life with a lot of ease. Obviously there's like 3 ships now, so we're taking a lot of damage, but we're dealing a lot of it too. So just make sure you destroy all the ships that you can as early as you can. Okay, this guy is too far for us to actually have a lock on him apparently. So yeah, just shoot and then keep shooting till this guy dies. There's only one more left. I'm gonna use the boost to escape, use one repair module, and then this guy's level 16, and yeah, he's dead. There you go, high level enemies just easily deleted. Obviously the shields that are available to us at Starship Design level 1 are pretty weak, but there are other options that you can actually put your money into, which will be unlocked once your Starship Design level is actually high enough. But this one is actually as close as it gets to good, because you can just put on as much of energy as you can and then just have all of that health, because it has about 1450 shield health, and I think that's pretty good. I think that's a pretty good shield. But yeah, the only downside to it obviously is that you have to put in like 12 points into it to actually get the entire energy like the entire shield health that you can actually get in this build. um so yeah, at like less than the maximum power at 4 like less than 4 points of the maximum power of the engines, you get 111 top speed. So you can actually, if you think you need more points into your shield and not all of this, just reduce a few points in the engine and put all of that into the shield, so that while your speed will be lesser, you can still maneuver it like a king, and just hit that boost button when you really need to get out of the way when there's an enemy lock and stuff on you, and yeah, just manage somehow like that. Your weapons, on the other hand, won't really need too much energy. The energy doesn't actually equate to the top damage that your ship can do, only to the replenishment rate that it has. So a regen rate actually. So imagine I'm doing this, it's still going to deal the same damage here, but it's going to come up slowly. But imagine if I like put all of my energy into the lasers, like just put in the top amount of energy, and then I do that. I'm just gonna go to 50 again to show you how fast it'll rise up. So once it starts raising up, it's just gonna go up very quickly. That's the only difference that you're gonna have there. So just having them at half capacity shouldn't hurt you too much. Same with the EM, just like have all of them at half capacity, put as much energy as you can into the shield and engines. Like putting half of it is giving you 92 speed, so I think that's pretty good. And like reducing like about two of the shield as well doesn't really affect it too much, so that shouldn't be too much of an issue for you as well. All right, this was my guide on how to do the best builds for like Starship Design Rank 1. Stay tuned for more updates on all of this stuff. I'm going to do Starship Design Rank 2 as well pretty soon for all three classes again. So yeah, hope you guys had fun. Please do hit that subscribe button if you like what you see. Each and every sub goes a long way to supporting the channel, and thank you guys.